Leo, my name is Gregory Scott. Thank you for joining me for your astrology and tarot forecast for April 2015. It's really nice to be with you. Now, Leo, there are a few things happening for you in April that are really significant and important and that will influence you quite significantly. And the first one is that Mars goes into Taurus in your 10th house of career on the 1st of April, and it will stay in Taurus for the whole month. Okay, so what that means for you is that you become very, very ambitious, very driven, and very practically successful in your job. That's significant because you can be ambitious and really try your hardest at work, but not actually get anywhere. So if you're in sales, you can really try to meet your target, but no matter how hard you try, you don't get there. That's not the case for you in April, because Mars in Taurus really allows you to make practical inroads and to really achieve what it is you want to achieve. So I really see that this month is fantastic for you in terms of work, that you're really able to shine and excel and really be the star at work. And I would recommend that you don't book any time off in April, that you actually make that time and space for work, because you're really going to have a good month in that sense. Okay? On the 4th of April, there's a full moon happening in Libra in your 3rd house of communication. Now, what that means is that you're very, very good at putting your point across and being in a position of leadership and really talking to people in such a way that they listen and that they take note and that they take you seriously. What happens on top of that, though, is that there's a total lunar eclipse which happens on the 4th, and that's when the Earth's shadow completely blocks the moon. Okay, so this is like literally night and day. So the full moon is going to be giving out a lot of light, is going to be giving out a lot of your talent to communicate, and then suddenly it's blocked, and it's like the brakes have been slammed on. And what that does for you, it brings in new energy, and it helps you acquire and expand your communicative talent and your ability to communicate with other people in a constructive and helpful way. So what that does, Leo, for you is you're really at the height of your powers. You're at the top of your game in terms of your working life and working in a team. But this new energy, it gives you additional insights into how to manage people, how to lead people, and how to teach people. And you only get those insights because you are at the top of your game. People who really excel at something, they're often in a position that feels very lonely because they're at the top and they're doing something that other people don't have access to. And because they're at the top, they have a view of things that other people aren't privy to, that they don't have access to. And that's what happens to you around this lunar eclipse. You get a deeper understanding of how to influence people, of how to improve your relationships, and how to be a leader. It's really, really powerful stuff. On the 12th of April, Venus goes into Gemini in your 11th house of hopes and dreams. Venus is the goddess of love in mythology, and she represents what it is you care about. Gemini is communication and air, and its thoughts and ideas, and the 11th house are other people again and your hopes and dreams. So I can't emphasize this enough, Leo, that this is a month where you're able to communicate with people in a way that you've never been able to before. Information just flows so effortlessly, and people just understand you, and people just kind of see your light. Sometimes you have to work like crazy to get your point across, and you dress nicely and you make sure that you use nice words and people will appreciate you, and still it falls flat. It goes down like a lead balloon. But this month, whatever you say, it's like gold falling out of your mouth. People will just really appreciate your presence and your ideas and thoughts and all of that stuff. So really make sure that you do something to connect with people and to communicate with them. So if you've been wanting to teach a class, it's the perfect month to set up that seminar. If you've got a message that you want to share via a radio show or a book or a YouTube video or something like that, do it. You will come across very, very well, and people will identify and will relate to what it is you have to share. The 15th of April sees Mercury going into Taurus in your 10th house of career. And again, this is to do with your work. at the beginning of the month, you were really focused on achieving things and you were practically successful. Now, the communication planet joins that, and it's almost like what you did 3 days ago on the 12th of April, the communication you did informs your working life and improves your working life even more. So it's not just that you're sharing with other people, but you're teaching yourself in some way, which then has a positive impact on your work. I really want to highlight and emphasize that this is an amazing month for you in terms of communication and work, and that you're going to discover things that you never knew were inside of you. So really dig deep and do a lot of talking. If anyone tells you to shut up, run, keep talking, keep doing what you're doing. It's positive. And I think it's very unlikely that someone is going to tell you to zip it, because you're going to really be appreciated. Okay. The 18th of April is the new moon, excuse me, and that's a new moon in Aries in your 9th house. Now, the lunar eclipse was like a new moon, and this is another new moon, and you don't have that. You don't have 2 new moons in a month. New moons are all about new energy, being like a vacuum cleaner and drawing that energy in and really filling yourself with something, and so you can sprint outwards and you can move forward. And April is the most energized, most focused month of the year so far, and it really allows you to go in a different direction and have new beginnings. Now, this new moon occurs in your 9th house of education and travel and exploration and expansion. And what that means is that you learn something new. You become adept at something new, either through your own communication or by discovering something through travel, or by learning something, by reading something that's really going to inspire you and really hone your skills. So expect to have another string to your bow, or to have another tool in your tool belt, but you're really going to expand in terms of what you're going to be able to do, especially at work. I don't see a lot of issues here or a lot of transformation in terms of your romantic life or your personal relationships or your family. What I really see this month is focused on, particularly for you, Leo, is your work and realizing your hopes and dreams in terms of your working relationships. Okay? So let me draw a card for you to summarize this month. And the card that I've got is the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords is about new ideas, new thoughts, and really moving forward with those and sharing them with other people. So please honor your ideas, because one thing, like I explained earlier, one thing leads to the next. And it's really important to take each step and follow the path that's been laid out. And you'll be delighted and amazed with what happens. Okay? So if you'd like any additional guidance in terms of where you're going work-wise, how your relationships are developing, then we can do a personal reading to have a look at that for you specifically. Please have a look at my website. It's gregoryscott.com. You can find out information about the types of readings that I do there, and remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Have a wonderful April, and I'll speak to you soon. I'm using the Radiant Rider Waite deck for this reading. Let's see what's coming up. Okay.